Hey everybody, Brian Good here. Time for a Snow Talk update. Starting a chance to get one out yesterday. I was at Floyd Central talking to students there yesterday, so I kind of lost track of time. Now, before I get into this, there's a lot to discuss. Again, we're looking at the data and trying to go through it and try to figure it all out together. It's a very unique pattern, and I'm sure we'll learn a lot from it right now. Make sure I want to stress, though, because I'm seeing so much negative stuff. Once again, we do this every winter, it seems like. A lot of negative stuff on social media about this kind of stuff and model data and who's saying what, and really there's no sense in it, all right? So everybody just be cool, and let's try to figure this out together, and it's fun to figure it out. No one has all the answers. I assure you, they don't. So let's get right into the snowboard, and it is lit up. We have several things to track. These look to be light snow events for Wednesday, Thursday. A system looks to be ending rain as snow, potentially an accumulating event, potentially. I'll explain on that here in just a second. Sorry, phones are going nuts here today. And then as we get into the 22nd of December, maybe another chance for rain to snow deals. So we'll get into all that here in just a few moments. First off, today we've had these snow showers and flurries. Indy picked up right at about 1 inch of snow in Indianapolis area, especially in the south side of the suburbs. Lexington picked up 1/10 of an inch. Roads were snow covered in some spots. Officially in Louisville, a trace of snow that actually fell before midnight and again after. So December 8th and 9th. Trace of snow is in the books there. So last year was December 18th before we had that. So hey, it's something, right? We'll take it. At least it gets everybody in that festive mood. It's cold outside. We got 24 degrees now. Louisville 21, and Decorah 20 as you head into North Vernon. All right, cloud cover and snow showers will begin to fade and ease back as we head into the remainder of the morning here, as we're going to get a little more of the dry air from high pressure working its way in. So that'll help things out in our area, getting some sunshine, but it's going to be cold no matter how you look at it, really. And then we look to the west, and this is where, I'm trying to get my wand ready here. Here we go. This is where the next system is rolling in that's going to streak snow out, basically where it fell past couple days, northern areas of Illinois and Indiana. Let me show you what it looks like here on RPM model. As we head into Saturday, no problems here. We'll have some sunshine, but it's going to be still cold. This first little wave, snow chance way to our north, the way it's looking now, as we head into Saturday and Sunday. And this system, the core of it now is really delayed. You know, for a while it looked like we were going to have two lows. Now it's just one that we're dealing with, and it's going to pass to our north. Classic setup for rain for us. The only thing is we got to figure out what our temperature is going to be at, say, 7 or 8 o'clock Sunday evening. There's a chance, if there's enough dry air at play, we could get some what we call evaporative cooling and eventually dynamic cooling if we get some heavier rain to perhaps knock it down to maybe some sleet getting mixed in at the onset of some of this rain. But overall, the flow looks warm enough to me that this is primarily a rain event for Sunday night into Monday. So we're not going to get a big deal of this, but friends to our north do look like they will get some messy stuff. So looking ahead, let me look at the Euro. And this is the United States, kind of the 500 millibar. I'm trying to just set the stage for you what we're dealing with here the next 10 to 14 days. First off, got a ridge into Alaska, into Canada, and then we've got, this is the current setup right now, and then we got this trough digging right here into our neck of the woods with this Arctic air. Now, as we head into Tuesday, we still have a strong ridge in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska pumping in, that warmth there to allow for the cold air to get dislodged, a piece, if you will, of the polar vortex actually gets dropped down into Canada and then head southbound. But this is a decent ridge. It's holding tough, so it's not going to go straight down. It's going to have to go to the right. So it'll curve over to the Great Lakes. So this is our second Arctic outbreak. Looks like to be on Wednesday into next Thursday. Core of it, again, into the Great Lakes area, and we'll just kind of get grazed by it, looks like, as it skips on by the area. And then as we head toward the last, say, 10 days of December, which includes Christmas, then we will still see this set up. It's an omega block pattern, really, for the Pacific Ocean. If you look at the Greek letter omega out here in the Pacific, this would then send the core of the cold air into the southwest, and then the southeast ridge begins to take over. This is a problem for us because we are going to be in the storm track, but we're also going to be right on the edge on temperatures. In fact, when you look at 850s, and these are the temperatures aloft, you're looking at basically the blue area and then into purple. But that is where your typical rain snow line will be. And look where Kentucky is as we head into starting next weekend. After that cold core moves out of the way and we see the jet push back up again, that's what the Euro is showing. As far as out as I can see right now, it's about the 19th of December. But we're on the fence of this kind of a deal. When you look at the GFS, very similar setup, not exact but similar. It's a bit warmer at 850s in our area. But here's what is likely to happen, because we will get these storm tracks to get at an angle like this. These are usually rain producers for us. But if they keep laying down snow, then each low is going to adjust itself slightly more to the south each and every time, because low pressures typically do like to track on the edge of a snowpack. And if we hold this pattern long enough, we may see the track shift a little more. In fact, I know it's a GFS long term, but when you look at it toward Christmas Eve, it begins to push the 850s downward a bit. So we'll see how this will play out. It's a weird setup, a very interesting one, because there's a lot of blocking going on in the Pacific and really in our neck of the woods as well, and we just got to figure out all the pieces. So really, it's hard to focus on any one storm system, and it's going to be snow or rain or a mix of two. We've got to figure out where the cold air is going to be first. We've got to figure out where these troughs are going to dig and how they're going to establish. And once we can figure that out, then we can get into the moisture side of things and figure out what is going to happen as far as precipitation. So it's a puzzle. When you look at indices, I know the headlines are cut off here, but the PNA is still negative, NAO is going positive, and EPO is going positive. These would all indicate that ridging in the southeast corner of the country. So the indices at least lining up there. Just looking at the storm track in general, though, say we were to looking at the Euro, when we get that Arctic polar vortex, the P7, Wednesday, Thursday, we could get some snow showers. GFS is trying to develop something a little more on the base of that. That is possible. I've seen that happen before. But we'll keep low chances in for now for light snow, Wednesday, Thursday. Then as we head toward the following weekend, this is when we start to see that ridge in the southeast start to show up. And the GFS, I mean, it's close, but again, the storm track right over us, and that would be a snow event to our north if you were to take this verbatim. And we can't take any model verbatim this far out. But at least you see the angle the storm track will be. And even as we head toward, say, the 19th or so of December, as we get into later in the month here on the Euro, it's already setting the next wave up for us. Once again, rolling out, and it'll go against this ridge, so it'll have to turn. So the southeast ridge is going to be our issue for the last half of December, and that's going to put us in a very dicey, perhaps even icy zone. So stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of excitement, and there's going to be a lot of disappointments. One storm at a time, guys. One at a time.